I'm gonna chat for a bit. I'm gonna tweet this real quick, Ryan Davis. How you been?
Okay, I'm good.
I gotta tweet it. I gotta let people know that we're live in the screening room.
You think we could have, like,
Don't blame me.
our chat room intern, Leandro, do that for us?
I'll be done in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Hi, Leandro. How are you doing? Introduce
doing
yourself to
fine.
the studio audience.
Hi, my name is Leandro. I'm doing fine, and I'll be your intern today. How are you doing, Rory?
You don't get to ask questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm joking. All right. Done. Let's go. Let's talk about stuff. How you doing, Ryan Davis? Thank you for joining me.
Hey, this is the screening room, right?
It is a screening room.
Fantastic.
The screaming room, one
What?
could say. Oh, duh. A lot of people have been making that joke, like me, just now. We're going to be talking about some Scream franchise. And I think maybe we'll get a little bit more broad of this, maybe talk about 2000 era horror.
Okay, okay. The kind of the era of self-awareness in horror films and slasher
Which
films.
Scream definitely started that.
Oh, yeah.
And then it kind of
It's
like,
the jumping off point.
They went like, what, they had 3 and 4 years?
I mean, it had run its course at that point. But let's not.
Let's not spoil it.
Well, I mean, let's not jump ahead.
Sure thing.
Let's take it back to the beginning.
Okay.
Let's talk about the original Scream.
Sure. Well, we're going to be showing some trailers. We should have done a rundown of what we're going to be doing today,
I
didn't
was
we?
going to let you take the lead.
No worries. Unfortunately, Alex is not here today. He's sick. He's in the chat room, I believe. So give him shit for that.
We should call him.
Oh, that'd be really good. Alex, call in on Skype.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can filter you out.
We'll talk to feverish Alex.
Feverish, fluish Alex.
Apparently 101
Where am I?
degrees, he says. So get better soon. I know how that feels.
Says.
So what's up? What's on the
joking.
docket here? You
We're
got
going to be showing some trailers for this weekend's movies.
Okay.
We got 3 of those. We are going to be talking a little bit about Scream. Scream 4, maybe a little prediction thread. See who. I put one up on the site today if you want to.
I have some ideas.
I have some ideas as well. And then we'll wind up with the typical wacky ass YouTube hijinks at the end of the screening room. So that's basically the docket for today. Thank you for Ryan Davis for joining me. Hey,
it's been a pleasure. See you guys next week.
you're no Alex Navarro, but you are a Ryan Davis, so I appreciate the little.
I'm glad to be a Ryan Davis and not an Alex Navarro.
Let's
works out.
Let's get our arm tattoos on. I'm just gonna roll.
You're gonna roll yours up and
Yeah,
so
let's
everyone
do
can
that.
see it. Just kind of
We have the same
brandish here a little bit.
Same kind
basic
of
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Got to make your equation go longer though.
Maybe we should go ahead and start with a trailer for this weekend.
I thought we started already.
We
like
have
5
started
minutes
already.
into this thing already.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take my glasses off. Why don't we start with we'll start with Rio. How about that? It's the probably this weekend's big box office winner from the makers of the Ice Age films.
Little DreamWorks action here.
Little less. Is this DreamWorks? Is it Sony? Or I don't even know who
Well,
makes
if
these
it's
things anymore.
if it's
it
the
Ice Age?
people,
Sony?
that's a DreamWorks joint.
Yeah, movies. Who pays attention to movies anymore? That's Fox, apparently. Wow.
Oh wait, I was
Bullfrog.
completely wrong. It was Fox. You're right. That is totally the studio that does Ice Age. God damn it. The worst.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg.
This has a really weird voice cast.
It's not quite AAA. There's no George Clooney in this, but there are people who. I like Leslie Mann's voice. She's got a cute voice. This is Rio.
So we've got the parrot out of water. Is that the idea?
Yeah, he's got a haircut. He's got a wacky haircut. So he's the last of his kind, and he has to get his bone on with this other lady parrot to propagate the species.
Oh, but it's Jesse Eisenberg, so he's all awkward and insecure.
Yeah, playing true to type. Just like it was weird because the same character was in How to Train Your Dragon, and that was by who was that?
That was that's Jay Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel. They're all the same.
But he's been technically. I mean, to be fair, Jay Baruchel's been doing that for since Jesse Eisenberg was in short pants. So.
Yeah, Baruchel.
A little bit.
Yes,
Now they're chained together. I learned about I know more about the plot of this film from Angry Birds Rio than I do from the actual trailer.
a spider on my back.
It's weird because
The
you
promotional
yeah,
cell
it's
phone
really
game.
good. If you haven't got it, you ever play Angry Birds?
Leaf.
I love Angry Birds. It's
Told
alright.
ya.
Rio's
Bobo here can't
yeah, we only have 2
fly.
episodes. They're gonna space out the other 4
Maybe we
probably
can find
around
a
the time
bus
the
schedule
DVD
or
comes out of
something.
this.
So what's your prediction box office take
Number-wise?
this weekend?
It's what you feel.
Like clearly number 1.
Yeah, clearly. Bottom era is probably 50. I think that's bare minimum for Rio. They've been pushing it really hard.
I'm gonna go higher because we're talking spring break right now.
Sure, yeah, good point.
So a lot more potential kids in the audience. A lot more parents desperately wanting to get the kids out of the house, if only for a few hours.
Box office has been flat. There haven't been any good movies coming out. I think they probably want to get the family out. So yeah, bare is 50. I think bottom. I think it could go up to like 70. Really push it.
And hold on, wait for it.
But oh, family entertainment, but I like butts.
Can we loop that? Can we
That'd be
replay the
good.
butt shot?
Benny, you want to loop that butt shot for the end of the screening room?
No, I just like right now. I want to see that butt shot again.
Butt
A little
shot.
scandalous.
A little scandalous for a G-rated film. I don't know, but you know,
It's just a butt getting hit.
natural. It's
Just a-
natural.
Everyone's got one,
God made it.
unless you don't. In which case, I'm really sorry. That was very
If you don't have an ass, we
don't
are
have a
being
butt,
very prejudicial right now.
I'm really sorry. That was not meant to shortchange you the way life has shortchanged you for robbing you of a butt.
So that's
The audio for the trailers.
turn down the audio for the trailer so we can talk over them.
Perhaps.
I'm hearing from God is saying in my ear that they will do that. So we'll keep an eye on that, Leandro. Good being on top of the chat.
Very good.
Way to go. I'm gonna keep pointing at you.
What's next?
What's next? I think we're gonna talk a little bit about Atlas Shrugged.
Oh, good.
coming out.
I wanted to try and punch someone in the face over this. I watched this trailer last night.
Yeah.
So, you know, that people...
I hope we got that trailer.
There are people who, you know, really love the Rand and Atlas Shrugged. And I am the exact opposite. I'm on the other side of the fence.
You believe in human like kindness. And
No.
altruism.
I find her philosophies simplistic, and it's disturbing when people attach the level of fanaticism to them that they tend to. But I think we can all come together and agree that this looks fucking stupid. This looks like grade A, amazingly bad. You know, this is regardless of your feelings on the piece of fiction itself. It's, you know, historically significant.
Yeah.
You know, this is.
How do you make a train movie in 2010 though and make it relevant?
That's the first thing. Is this movie is
Unless
talking
it's
about
unstoppable.
trains and steel and how this is going to affect the economy. When was the last time trains and steel milling were significant? Like.
Probably still are. I mean, I think, you know, freight shipping is pretty important to the U.S. I mean, that's why they're talking about high-speed rail and stuff like that.
But the idea that like this conspiracy is going to come up around this
government wants to own the trains,
this perfect capitalist.
I don't know. I find Randians. I find, especially on the internet, libertarians or objectivists are pretty much the most annoying people, and I mean that in the nicest possible way.
That's a pretty good little dramatic. I like the guy when he's yelling at her because I want to yell at her.
$5 million.
So I can relate to that character.
This movie was made for $5 million. It was assumed that we all assumed that this was kind of the movie that was getting made just to keep the rights to the novel. So it's like the old Fantastic Four movie. Oh. They just needed to keep the rights to it, so they're bankroll it for $5 million and do a real one in 5 years.
Well, this is part 1
of 3 theoretically.
Oh God, of 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
What I love about this film, though. Did you know the release date for it? April 15th. Tax day. Wah, 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 wah. So when you're paying your taxes, you can go protest paying your taxes.
It really bums me out when I see actors that I like in this movie, because now I don't like them anymore.
Oh, everybody's got a job, man. Armin Shimmerman need a little money. Can't live on that Cork money all his life. I don't know. I'll be objective. I'll be honest and unmerciful when I review that film.
I will be emotional and resentful. I will take it personal.
Paranoid and aroused. I don't know what it is.
As per usual. Are you
That's
paranoid
true.
because you're aroused, or are you aroused because
Government's
you're
got a chip in my
paranoid?
penis. I don't know.
Leandro, what's going on in the chat room?
Chip in my penis, Leandro. How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but Scancase would like to know, what other high-profile books would you guys like to see made into low-budget B-movies?
Dune?
No, I'm joking. Low-budget B movies.
I just watched Dune a while ago.
You did. I remember.
Fucked up movie.
What other books I want to see? Infinite Jest. How about that?
I was going to say Infinite Jest.
Make that into
your unfilmable.
Absolutely. I don't see how that, because that book is not about the plot. It's about the writing.
Anything Neil Stephenson.
House of Leaves, I think, would be a really interesting kind of get some visionary, like a Duncan Jones kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
You ever read House of Leaves?
No.
Interesting book.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it though?
No.
I have to show it to you sometime. It's pretty crazy.
I'm into it.
Sure, we're gonna give you guys the number to call in real quick before we start.
I can tell you what it is: 415-508-3975.
Oh, you got a good memory. Or you can Skype.
I've said it a bunch of times.
I believe it. I've never said it before, so I'm gonna say it right now. 415-508. Oh, right, they took it off the screen. Oh,
415-508-3975.
3975.
If you got Skype,
You guys
hit
are
us up on
dicks. The
Whiskeymedia's
control
username.
room.
That's much better. You sound better when you're on Skype. So.
Friggin' dicks. Oh, I'm talking a lot about dicks today. I don't know why. So I got something.
Do you think any of the other Rand novels would be like a better fit for
Well, they already-
modern telling? I mean, it's the modern telling. Like,
Yeah.
it's what breaks the whole kind of illusion for that movie. Is nothing of the.
Well, they did the Fountainhead. They did that with like Gary Cooper or something like that way back when.
Yeah.
And this is again, this is Atlas Shrugged. So this is the bigger and more unreadable.
Right.
The Fountainhead has like a 100-page speech in it though.
Sure.
So that's basically unreadable as well. Everything I've tried to read.
Unfilmable.
Unreadable. Even.
Oh, okay.
Even that as well. She's not a very good prose stylist. Ayn Rand was. She's one of those people that Nabokov hated because they write to promote their ideologies instead of writing to write novels.
Right. What's next?
We have John from Indiana on the line.
Johnny!
John, how are you doing?
Hey!
Hey, what's the question? How about that?
How about that, John?
How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that.
Are we blowing your mind, asking you to ask us questions?
I don't know how I feel about you asking me if I should ask. I don't know.
Well, why don't you go ahead and ask your question?
Why don't you go ahead and ask your
We'll
question?
bust through this little
Oh God.
contretemps.
I was just gonna ask what for horror movies do you prefer ones that make you laugh or ones that generally try to scare you?
Thank you for your question, John. We'll go ahead and answer that. Me, horror movies, I prefer the ones that don't mind being fucking ridiculous. I heard you guys talking about Jason X.
Yeah.
A while back. Head dipped in nitrogen, busting the head open. I love the weird thing. About the Scream movies for me are a little. The violence is kind of disturbing to me.
It's they go for it a little real, and it escalates over the course of the series. Also,
it's a lot of.
What's a lot of stabbing?
Freudianly, erotic, bladed instruments going into young women's bodies.
It's always a super shiny, super sharp 6-inch dagger. And it always makes that kind of singing noise whenever it goes in. Yeah, exactly.
And it's a little eroticized. I'm thinking about dicks today for some reason. But
let's say fetishized.
Fetishized is probably a better term. Yeah.
I'm pure horror comedy. The Reanimator is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Shaun of the Dead. That kind of Shaun of the Dead is possibly my favorite horror film. Just in terms of you got to have those beats in there.
Your Evil Deads, things like that. I enjoy that stuff. I'll watch Hostel. I'll watch your real nasty, dark, like properly disturbing stuff, and it'll stick with me for a while. But I'd rather watch Dead Alive.
I need the humor beats in there. But like Jason X is not necessarily a funny film, but they just kind of like, hey, what's the craziest fucking death we can do?
Well, okay, so Final Destination. I love that series, and it's because they go so Rube Goldbergian with all of the kills.
Oh.
So absurd and over the top the entire time. It's just a pleasure.
When it's more,
can't wait for the next one.
When it's more intimate, like the Scream movies are, I get a little bit disturbed by it. And I don't have a problem seeing people killed on camera, but it's more just kind of the would I want to be killed by stabbing? Probably not, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit. So, hopefully that's an answer to your question. Probably not.
I'm going to say also, don't stab me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the anti-stabbing Matthew. Ryan, if you ever somebody threatened to murder you on our screening.
I know, your first one.
Yeah. Since we're talking about Scream, we're gonna go ahead and show the Scream 4 trailer, I think, because that's coming out Friday. That's why we're talking about Scream.
Now I want to ask you one question while this is warming up here. Do you feel like it's odd that there is this big gap and they're picking it back up with Scream 4? Rather than like a just kind of like a rebooting and like just kind of resetting the naming.
That's a thing. Well, Scream 4, yeah, because I'm surprised they didn't call it Scream: A New Generation or something like that. They're obviously trying to reboot this series with younger, less expensive actors. I mean, I really think that Sydney and Gale and Dewey are probably all going to be dead by the end of this film. Because Emma Roberts is Sydney's cousin in this.
Oh, okay. So she'll get to be the familial connection that carries on.
It seems like it's going to be the new. She's not a Prescott. She's a Roberts.
You're so dead, Hayden Panettiere.
She's on the poster though.
She's so dead.
She's on the poster, but that doesn't mean a lot because Drew Barrymore is on the poster, and yes, she is. She's almost certainly going to be pretty dead.
Yep. Your friend's dead too.
No, Emma Roberts. That's Emma Roberts. She's going to live.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. She screwed up.
Dewey and so David Arquette and Courtney Cox are now divorced.
That was gonna be one of my questions. Was this filmed before or after the split?
I believe they split up in like October of last year, and they probably filmed. That might have been happening during the filming, for all I know. But
Yeah.
I think it was probably a little bit. Well, they apparently had been separated for a while. So.
Okay.
And then it got weird. He was like sleeping with a Starbucks barista for a long time and stuff like that. She's on Cougar Town, which is well received, and she doesn't need to come back for Scream 5. I'm betting she dies, or is the murderer. One of those two. These kids are way too obvious to be the murderers. I'm getting really like arcane and like.
Oh no! Well, you gotta kind of think it out that
Yeah.
way.
The thing about Rory Culkin, I want him to die. I don't think he'll be the murderer because he's way too obvious. That kid,
You don't like Rory Culkin?
I don't like it. Culkins are not my thing, unfortunately. How hard would it be to stab through a fucking wood door? That seems like it'd be really tough with those little 6'6".
Well, remember, like Scream 2, you've got dude getting stabbed through the side
Yes,
of a
bathroom
toilet stall.
Omar
with
Epps.
Yeah.
Black guy dies first, obviously. In that mail, what's his name? Andrew Anderson?
Yep.
Andy Anderson?
Anthony
is
Anderson.
Anthony Anderson, only black guy. So that either means I don't think they'll make him the murderer because you can't. That'd be racist. But he could be. He's definitely gonna die because he's a black guy, the only black guy.
So let's talk killer theories.
Sure. I think Sydney would be shocking. Like she snaps or something like that, and just has because she's from a bad line of women apparently or something like that. Another,
her mom's kind of a piece of work.
Her mom. Everybody who ever met her mom wound up going crazy.
Yeah.
Like either, that's a weird misogynistic kind of thing. Like her son went crazy.
Is her dad still alive?
No, apparently he passed away right before Scream 4, which is why she's back in Woodsboro on a book tour funeral. Or did he die? That was my theory too. He was a dark horse candidate.
Okay.
Other possible murderers, I think. Again, I don't think it's gonna be Dewey, because he has been through too much and he's too simple. Probably, I think. My dark horse candidate for murderer is Mary McDonnell's in this as Sydney's mom's sister, her aunt.
Okay.
And again, anybody who met a Prescott, fucking crazy ass bitches. All of them.
So that's Emma Roberts' mom.
Emma Roberts' mother in the movie is Mary McDonnell.
You go back to the original Friday the 13th. A long history of crazy mom killers.
Crazy moms, crazy aunts, Psycho.
And even within the Scream series.
A lot of Billy Loomis's mom was a killer in Scream 2. Scream 3 was her half brother. It's always Prescotts. It's always people who have either been involved with the Prescott family or have some kind of grudge against the Prescott family. So.
All right, so here's mine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take it meta.
Okay.
Wes Craven. Think about it. It's the logical extension.
Yeah.
Like, but the second movie, they're making within the movie, they're making movies based on books. Based on the events of the first movie. By the third movie, the killing is happening inside the set of the third movie that's based on the original movie's premise. So why not take it the next level and have the actual film's director killing the character?
Oh man, that would be so meta.
I mean, Wes Craven kind of played with this stuff in New Nightmare. Like he's not unfamiliar with that kind of
He does the
territory.
fourth wall stuff. So you just want to see like at the last 10 minutes, like the camera pulls back and sees another camera filming.
I want the pullback, and I want you to see that what they're on is a set. You want to see the light rigging, and
Oh my God, that would be so crazy. We'll probably start showing clips from Scream. If you guys want to get on the phone line, again that number is
415-508-3975.
We also have Leandro in the chat room. We're gonna pull up the first clip from Scream 1, I think. If we have that. So I picked out a few example clips from these films to talk about. We're not going to talk about them specifically. They're just kind of backdrop to.
But this scene is
very memorable.
It's incredible. This is a great scene. It starts this movie on such an intense note.
Yeah. Frightening. Like you really feel bad for this girl. Drew Barrymore, one of the great cameos of oh dear. Oh, Steve.
And this was her comeback.
Yeah, it was like when she really got back from that. She had that weird druggy.
Yeah, for her rehab phase.
What was that weird ass babysitter movie she was?
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy or Crush? She wasn't Crush.
No, she wasn't in Crush. That was Alicia Silverstone.
I think of Poison Ivy. Yeah. Was she in Poison Ivy 1 or 2?
1.
Anyways,
Alyssa Milano was in 2.
Now
ask me anything about Poison Ivy. Call us up 415-508-3975.
Or ask a question in the chat. Send it to what's your name in Leandro in the chat room?
/7 Trio Tree.
That's fine. I'm not even bother repeating that. Find him in the chat room. He'll be in purple. Are you in purple?
I am.
Send him an @reply, and he'll get those questions for us. Any questions in the chat room? How about that, Leander? How's it going? People having a good time?
Yeah, they're having a great time, actually. Here's a question for you. Tonans wants to know, do you consider Ghostface a horror movie icon? And follow-up to that, who is your favorite horror movie icon?
Ghostface has become a horror movie icon, I believe.
Absolutely. You can buy the knockoff masks at the Halloween Superstore every year, even though it's been a decade, or up until this Halloween, it had been a decade since there had been a movie. I think that counts.
Favorite horror movie icon then, beyond Ghostface? I'm not really a big fan of the slasher genre.
I'll tell you this: as a child, Freddy Krueger scared the shit out of me.
Anybody come to you after your dreams.
God damn it! What a jerk! What a dick move on Wes Craven's behalf. Here's a killer that's gonna get you when you are at your absolutely most vulnerable in a state that you literally can't avoid. There's so many other things, like all the rules they set up in the first Scream movie, where they established, like, here, the virgin, never say you'll be right back, never go away alone from the group, like all this stuff.
Yeah. It's all, and then you can't even protect yourself.
Yeah. This is the one. Like that's all stuff you can avoid. You can be conscious of that.
Don't have sex.
Yeah.
Don't be a virgin, basically.
Yeah.
Not a problem in my case. We got Kenny from Simi Valley on the line. Kenny, how you doing?
Hey, Rory. Is it Rory? That you?
That is me. How you doing?
Hey.
I'm here too, Kenny.
Yeah, we got Ryan as
Hey,
well.
Ryan. What's going on, guys?
I'm watching Scream clips.
We're watching a little Scream.
Yeah. There's a delay on. There's a delay on the.
Yeah, you should turn down your radio, sir.
Yeah, we got like 10-second delay, so you're talking to us before you hear us on your screen. It is crazy technology.
That's so meta.
It's basically so you don't, say fuck or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good thing.
What's your question, Kenny?
My question is, so there's this theater around me that's gonna be playing the movie Body Parts. Have you ever heard of it?
Sounds familiar.
It has Jeff Fahey in it. But,
yeah.
This has to do with Ryan's from Giant Bomb, so also video games. The movie has to do with a murderer getting body parts attached to a person who needs body parts, and then he becomes the murderer.
Okay.
Do you think Kojima had that idea from Body Parts?
That is a very interesting question, Kenny. Thank you for calling in. I don't think Kojima needs to watch Western movies to get his ideas or stuff.
He does lift a lot of stuff. He is a bit of a cinemaphile.
But the body part thing, I think, is older than that. I think there's Reanimator, there's a lot of Lovecraftian horror. There's Frankenstein.
That's true. But as far as like intent, the idea of like body parts containing.
Just to get away from this real quick, this is brutal stuff. This is really intense death scenes here.
And she's gotten her throat cut so she can't scream for her parents. It's just this, She's like, oh God, it's so rough. And then they just miss her. Wes Craven, I will give him this. When he's at the top of his game.
Did she ever throat cut or what?
He really knows how to. Let's see it there.
I'm just gonna wait for a bit, just in case. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna hold it up here for a bit.
But he knows how to get that good anguish out of the audience. That's tough. Like, you can almost save yourself. You almost miss being murdered to death. But instead you get.
It's always that last
repeatedly.
minute thing. The Scream 2 bit where Dewey's getting murdered in front of Gail Weathers, and they have the beating on the thing. It's
so good.
A lot of those moments where it's always like you somehow somebody can witness these deaths, but can't do anything about it. It's fucking,
it's the worst like nightmare. It's literally a nightmare scenario.
You're
where
trying
something
to run,
is happening, but
can't move your feet,
can't get away, you can't save them. It's great stuff.
Any questions in the chat, Leander, about Scream 1 or Scream 2 or Scream 3 or Scream 4?
Reynolds-san wants to know, what's your favorite death from the series so far?
Oh gosh. Death in the series. They're not particularly elaborate. There's not that Rube Goldberg. People are just getting stabbed for the most part.
Rose McGowan's my favorite.
That was pretty
the
rough.
first one. Stuck in the garage door, head crushed.
I kind of liked Jada Pinkett in Scream 2 dying in front of a theater full of people, being stabbed and not being able to have anybody know that she's being murdered in front of them.
Right, because they think it's just a gag for the movie.
Kind of a weird, there's been other sequences where it's just a bizarre thing to have happen to somebody, and she's up there dying for like 10 minutes straight. I'm trying to think of anything from Scream 3.
But really, that first one with Drew Barrymore, that's arguably the most iconic. It's a thing that they keep kind of revisiting, the phone call, the lonely teen. every Scream movie like revisits that sequence in one way or another.
And then the Scream 2 even recast Heather Graham as Casey for the movie they were making, Stab, based on Scream, which is a funny stuff. And Tori Spelling was in it too.
Right.
God. So meta. So meta.
Yeah.
Speaking of Scream 1, let's. I think we have one more clip from the very end of that film that we're gonna watch real quick. So this is kind of the reveal of the murderers in this film was so. I don't even remember seeing Scream for the first time. I can't remember if I even had a prediction of these two. I remember Matthew Lillard was kind of a dick earlier in the film, so I didn't have a hard time believing him. But I gotta admit, Billy Loomis pretending to be stabbed to death and then coming back, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, it's great because like by the time you get to the reveal in this movie, as I remember it, it's basically you've run out of every other possible suspect.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, and you're kind of the pacing of the movie is ramping up to this point. People are dying at a quicker pace. And you're like, wait, who could, if it's not her and it's not him, who could, and then these two reveal themselves.
And they do kind of set up the father, too, because they keep the father in the closet for 3 days, and nobody can find her dad and stuff like that, so.
Right.
Matthew Lillard.
And I like this pair, like when they're revealed and you get kind of their hot craziness together.
Yeah.
Like they play off of each other really nicely in all of this. And it's maybe a little over the top, but I think that having them stab each other the way that they do really sells the crazy. Really shows you that these aren't just like thrill-seeking teens. These are like truly damaged people.
Yeah.
Like there's, it's because it's not, it seems like Wes Craven is trying to avoid
stabbed with an umbrella. That is a wow. Oh, again. Damn. I don't want to be stabbed by an umbrella.
Trying to avoid the kids are desensitized by the media. Like that's not the message in
No.
It's that these people are red hot crazy.
Yeah. We have James from somewhere on the line.
Jimmy!
How you doing, James? Jam Square from Scotland. I'm sorry. I thought he said James from Square. Jam Square, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
How are you doing? I asked you first. You already said it, but I'm going to ask you again.
I'm still doing well.
Awesome. What is your question, Jam Square? Is that your real name?
No, that's not my real name.
Okay, but you hush it up because of the paranoid arousal. What's your question, Jam Square?
I wanted to ask you if you thought that horror movies dated more rapidly than non-genre movies. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street a few years ago, and the whole thing just seemed kind of hilarious and hokey and not really scary to me. I mean, do you think that in 5 or 10 years the Scream movies will seem ridiculous?
That is an excellent question, Jam Square. Thank you for asking it.
I think the original Scream already feels kind of tame.
The murders are still pretty brutal. The references that it makes, I think as you go further and further in the future, you're going to need to know so much about film history just to recognize all the stuff that's going on in Scream that it might be a little dated.
I don't know, like as long as you know kind of the genre and the era that it's even referencing.
Ow!
Finger in the bullet hole.
My umbrella hole. Oh dear. Oh my goodness! It does. The thing about Scream is that it does such a good job of playing with conventions. The murderer's never really dead until you shoot him in the head.
Yep.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, Wes Craven is
Yeah,
arguably a master of the
He knows
genre.
a thing or two about some stuff, really.
He's one of the most well-equipped to try and play with it the way that he does in these movies.
I don't even know if you need to finish.
Now, I need to disagree with you on the Scream 2 death of Jamie Kennedy. I was really bummed out.
Did I? Oh, I was kind of glad. I've never been a big Jamie Kennedy fan.
I felt like the character was a good anchor.
A good red herring.
Well, he's your actual storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who knows the conventions, who understands what the rules are that are being played by.
Which is so weird that they had to bring him back in 3.
And it's good to have him, the way that they did. It's good to have someone that can explain this stuff basically to the audience.
Yeah.
Without it seeming like, wait, why?
Too expositionally.
Yeah, too
you need a little
hokey.
subtext. Here's your footnote. We're gonna go to a clip from Scream 2, I think.
Although yes, let's go to that clip, please.
I actually want to hear if we can hear the voice. If you can pump up the voice a little bit of Timothy Olyphant here.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. You really want to trust your
Compare and
boyfriend.
contrast his voice here to his voice on
itself. Sid.
Unjustified.
Sydney.
Since Derek here disappeared on my ass, I've been on my own all fucking night.
It's not even the same voice as Justified, and he was like what 25, 27 in this.
City's crazy. You know me better than that.
Me and Alex were talking about this, like whether or not his voice on Justified is like an affect, where he just has to talk like this all the time, or whether it's,
I think he probably throws it down a little bit.
But this
he's supposed to be a college student here, so he's probably trying to young it up in this also.
Maybe. I don't know. It's so bizarre because he has the same kind of voice in Gone in 60 Seconds as well. But then if you look at Deadwood, it's kind of become the new Oliphant. Like I don't know if he had his vocal cords nicked or
he went
something
through
like
he went through his mansition.
Mansition.
Everyone goes through it at some point.
The late puberty.
Yeah, it's your second puberty. It's your mansition. It's a scientific thing.
It's always weird. It's always Sydney's boyfriend too. not in the third one, I guess. But
but not in this one either.
No. That's the thing he's trying to sell. Like it might be. Oh no! Not Slider Boy. Oh, Slider Boy
I like
died.
Jerry O'Connell.
All right,
I really like the cast in Scream 2. My favorite part in Scream 2, though, actually my favorite part in all of the Scream movies is ultimately when they come as close as they do to fully pulling back the fourth wall and just start talking about film.
Yeah.
When there's discussion about film inside the film, like the sequels conversation in the classroom.
It's recursive.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. It's for me, it's Scream at its screamiest. When you get down to your showdowns with knives and everything like this, in a way, it just becomes
the
kind
sister
of
from Roseanne, of all people.
But it becomes the kind of the tropey stuff, the old school slashers that it's kind of making fun of.
Yeah, they're effective as the films they parody. I love Liev Schreiber in these films as well.
Schreiber's
like he's in the first one just for like 2 seconds on TV, like on a TV.
Consider it done.
Huh? You're fired! Thank you. Oh God, these movies are so fucking
also
weird.
Also, great character name,
Cotton Weary. I don't know if that it's meant to be. Why were you playing dead? You weren't even shot. You were just kind of like, oh my God, I got knocked out for a second. The fake cliffhangers there are always kind of funny. I do love the next part of this where
the phone number comes up.
Where the phone number comes up.
508-3975.
That's an ungrateful
Didn't
death.
see that coming.
If you got a call in. Talk about Scream. Get your Scream on.
Incredible twist.
Any questions on the chat, Leandro?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking this actually, but I'll credit it to Tyler Durden. What scary movie is your guys' favorite?
Oh.
Yeah, The Reanimator. Easy for me.
Wow, I don't even know. First Contact. Star Trek First Contact. How about that? Sure. Kind of a zombie. I think I already said Shaun of the Dead. Really good. I love the referential stuff. It's one of the funniest horror movies there are. I'm not a big horror guy. Never. Oh my God.
I like. Oh yeah, she's still alive.
She's still alive.
I like the old Romero stuff.
Yeah.
The original Night is great.
The remake of Dawn of the Dead is pretty good.
The remake of Dawn of the Dead is
pretty effective
for a Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
Is pretty damn good.
Zack Snyder movie.
And James Gunn scripted.
Yeah. How do you feel about Slither? You saw Slither?
Fucking love Slither. I'm a big
I haven't seen it
Slither
in a
fan.
long time. I need to rewatch it.
Yes. I'm excited to see super soon.
Pretty good. Don't read Ebert's review.
I know. I avoided. I heard that it was.
It was amazing. It was so ballsy.
Yeah.
Here we go on the.
She did?
No.
She is now.
I always come back.
Ah! What a great little body move.
Yep. Shaking it out.
We got David from Indiana on the line. How you doing, David? That good, huh? Are you in the bathroom?
I'm doing pretty good.
You're pooping, aren't you?
I am.
David, how's it going?
We had some technical difficulties. I'm doing pretty good. I had a question. Ryan kind of hinted at this before. Why do you think they chose to make Scream into a sequel and not a remake like every other horror movie? Do you think there just wasn't enough time or what?
That is an excellent question. We're going to answer it now. How about that? So Scream 4, have you heard about the production stuff behind this film?
No.
Kevin Williamson was on it as a writer, left creative difficulties, and they replaced him with the guy who wrote Scream 3. He was in a fight not with Wes Craven, but with the Weinstein brothers. And he wanted to do his own thing. Like, hey, this is my franchise, I made it. They basically walked away. He basically walked away. They replaced him with the guy from Scream 3. few days later, Wes Craven tweeted, "I do not have control of the script." He sounded kind of pissed off about it too. So, speaking of Scream 3, we should probably just start this little clip from Scream 3 that I picked out as well.
So there's question of the
question of whether the quality, obviously.
Hey, Pat Scorburtt, no, he's dead.
Oh, he's dead. So Scream 4, I really think this is basically a sequel reboot, reschool.
So I mean, you're talking a decade later, so it has to kind of be a like you said, a new beginning in some way for the huge portion of the audience that is probably not going to be too familiar with the original. God damn, Emily Mortimer's skinny.
It's so weird seeing her in this too. This is like her first American film. And then she went on to make more serious stuff, obviously.
I was like how all phones ring the same in the Scream universe.
Parker posing. Parker posing.
Oh, she's just apoplectic the entire time. She is being her most on the verge of her breakdown the entire time.
This in Blade 3, like she's been in she's been the best part of 2 threequels. Which how many actresses can say that?
But here's the thing.
You can't reboot Scream.
I don't think. Well, the problem is that the nature of Scream is that each one is kind of commentary on its role in the series. You know, the first one set up the slasher premise. Second one's about sequels. Third one's about trilogies. You know, if you do a reboot, how do they know that they're in a reboot?
And how? Oh man, that would require some talented writing.
So yeah, that's tough to kind of end around on.
God, I fucking love Parker Posey when she's being.
So okay, this is what I remember about this movie and not liking is there's too much everyone just screaming at the top of their lungs at each other.
This was definitely the weakest of the series for me because I had a different writer. It was not as clever. It was more just kind of a goofy and you know, whoever smells the gas. One of the biggest like set piece explosions in the trilogy as well. They blew up a model home. No blow-ups. Oh my god!
Look out for that fire. Positive fire. Oh, they stay in the house from Lethal Weapon 2?
Oh my god. This is gonna hurt. And then they get the whole thing where the guy has a bulletproof vest and they keep on shooting him. Like, why is he still alive?
I even hated at the time.
Scream 3?
No, not all of Scream 3. It had some moments. But
Heather Matarazzo, weird cameo.
But the Jay and Silent Bob
appearance
in that.
Oh, it was
the Weinstein synergy machine.
They're trying to build their Avengers at some point with like, you know,
we got our indie Avengers we're gonna do here.
Jay and Silent Bob, and you know, that was Miramax at that point, I guess.
That was Miramax,
but
it was still the Weinsteins.
Yeah.
Like it was so unnecessary, and even at the time, like I was still sweet on the Kevin Smith stuff and on Jay and Silent Bob, and I was like, that's unnecessary. This is.
I would be really curious to see a Kevin Smith scripted Scream film. Like, what the hell? Like, would there be?
It would be like an hour and a half of talking about the first 3 Scream movies
and dicks.
That's all it is. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh
so basically,
my gosh.
this show.
So that's all the clips I brought of Scream. I feel like we should talk a little bit more about it. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we could. Let's plug the number one more time too. Is
415-508-3975.
You weren't even looking. That's pro. That's pro. You're pro. I can't remember like my credit card number. Like I have to put it in every single day into some web form. Like, you know, I need my hooker reservation. I never remember. I can never remember. Are we any questions in the chat, Leandro?
We do indeed.
Do you prefer to be called Lee or Leandra?
I don't care.
Okay.
Most people can't say Leandro, so people call me Lee.
Can I say L?
If you want to.
Can I say Pussycat?
Sure.
Pussycat, what a question in the chat?
GregBo180 wants to know, as someone who has never watched any of the Scream movies, should I go back and watch them if I plan to see Scream 4?
No, you shouldn't. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
There's actually, there's a little website called Screen.com, and sometimes we do this little retrospective features based on films that are coming out in the future. We have one for Scream, actually. It's called Here's What You Missed, the Scream franchise, in which we elucidate.
It's good for it's a great feature, especially for plot points.
It doesn't quite get the clever stuff. I mean,
I had
to hit the high points.
There are tonal things. I mean, it's good. Go watch the thing, and if that piques your interest, at least watch the first Scream. I think the first Scream.
Sure,
it's still a solid. Yeah. It's the most conceptually sound of the first 3 films. It's the one that mines.
Gets a little shakier from there.
Well, it's the one that mines most successfully kind of the underlying premise, like the idea of going after sequels. Okay, that's good. The trilogy's one. It's kind of weak.
some people really like Scream 2 over Scream 1. It's weird. It's very clever. It's the most clever of the three. I think.
Yeah. Well, it's the one that gets the most meta.
We have Enders from Sweden on the line, I believe. Enders or Anders?
Hi, Anders.
Hi. Okay, how are you?
I'm great. Thank
Excellent. What's your question? What's going on, old fan?
My question is, what you think? Which type of horror movie you think is scarier? The one where you have just people killing other people, or the one where you have aliens or monsters killing people?
That's an excellent question. Actually.
Good question.
Thank you for calling in.
The known or the unknown?
You know what? I was thinking about this before. One of my favorite first halves of a horror film is Event Horizon, where you have no fucking clue what the hell is going on at any given time. And when it could be anything and it take any shape, I find those to be really the scene that I remember the most about that. You've seen it.
Oh yeah.
The scene where I forget the actress's name, but she's in the medical bay and she starts hearing
Julianne Moore.
No. In Event Horizon? Is she in that? No. It's an older brunette actress. She's not in that, unfortunately. But the woman is in the medical bay all by herself, dark ass.
Maybe I haven't seen. Anyway, okay.
But so she hears some kind of canvas scraping noise.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Who the fuck is that?" And she goes over to like this autopsy table with a big canvas over it and a light inside, and all she sees is a little hand. Kathleen Quinlan.
Good. That's good.
No, it was Joey in my ear, so I didn't get it.
Good job, Joey.
And that freaks me out because you have no clue what the hell could be in there or what shape it's going to take. You don't know until it's going to pop out at you. It freaked me out.
For me, it's people.
People. Okay.
For me, it's absolutely people.
Real people or freaky serial killers or
because
I guess they're kind of
like when it's just a regular person because the reality of it is heightened. It sticks with you longer of people could be this horrible.
Yeah.
If it's aliens, it's like, well, that's out of my control. Like I can't.
So like Seven would be that's a horror film really. Yeah. It's more of a the thing I really enjoy about films like that. I don't really need to see people get murdered, but I kind of like seeing the aftermath. That's why Seven is really sticks with me because you see the freaky shit that you have to build that scene in your mind, like what actually happened.
Right. And it's going to be way worse than anything you would actually be shown on camera.
Vinny says Cat's Eye, which I don't think I've seen.
Really? Cat's Eye?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
If you saw that when you were a little kid, I could see Cat's Eye definitely messing with you some.
Let's take one more question from the chat and one more phone call maybe, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Oh, you know what I have you mentioned here? The Shining.
The Shining, yes. That's another one. You have no clue what the hell form it's going to take.
So good, though.
Psychological horror I really find to be more effective to me. Jacob's Ladder is another weird one.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, you never know. You just never know. And that to me is the dread that is built up. If you're watching Friday the 13th, okay, it's going to be... Freddy Krueger is going to be popping out at some point.
Sure.
But he's taking some weird-ass shapes, though.
Yeah. Those are... You know what? To me, like, I actually think I can credit the Nightmare on Elm Street films for fostering my appreciation of horror comedy.
Yeah, they get pretty wacky.
By about the third one...
Yeah, they're poking fun at themselves pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, he's becoming this... he's almost an anti-hero. It's like, it's
weird.
The kids are the ones that you want to see live, but... He's so charismatic.
It's hard to describe him as an anti-hero, but it's kind of rooting for the bad guy. Like, just...
Well, it's because he does his work with such zest and panache.
Panache. I love saying panache.
It's good, panache.
Leandro, one last question from the chat about Scream.
Say it like Sean Connery. Panache.
Panache. Jack Palance.
Chris wants to know... How do you guys feel about the spoof movies that came out in the wake of Scream?
I totally meant to talk about Scary Movie because in a weird way, I kind of like Scary Movie 1 and 2 almost as much as like the Scream franchises.
I only have seen the first one.
Those movies are fucking ridiculously stupid, but they are so ridiculously stupid that you kind of appreciate how stupid they are.
The first one was just funny.
And I like Anna Faris a lot. I'm sorry, I dig Anna Faris being all goofy and googly-eyed. It's one of my favorite things. I don't know why.
That's where you learned to love Anna Faris. Was that first Scary Movie?
I'm gonna be that, and like, even we were talking about Smiley Face too. I meant to write it up last week for Weed Movie Week, but Smiley Face, if you like Anna Faris being googly-eyed, it's on streaming. Nothing but pot face Anna Faris for like an hour and a half. Like,
just about. And oddly miscast John Krasinski as her stiff boyfriend.
And so many people are in that movie. It's like Danny Trejo's in it for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And
odd.
Harold from Harold and Kumar. Do we have any more?
John Cho.
We'll take a phone call. We're gonna start showing some of the wacky. It's 5:47. 4:47. We gotta end this up.
Okay.
I got 3 more things to show though.
Let's go.
We have a trailer for Evil Bong 3D.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. It's coming out 4/20.
I had the pleasure of knowing the gentleman who came up with the story idea for this movie.
Was he high at the moment?
No, they had a contest. I can't remember the name right now off the top of my head, but this is the guy that did like the Puppet Master movies in the 80s.
Oh yeah. The producer,
Brand. I can't remember pull the first name. No, Band. Charles Band. I'm sorry, that's his name. They had like an online contest where you could submit your proposed title and story premise for the next Evil Bong movie. The thing was that you could, it was on a webpage and you could just go back and resubmit the form and like vote for one of those submissions over and over again. So he just voted for himself a bunch of times and ultimately ended up getting his movie made, and he went to the premiere and everything.
The thing is, I love about
congratulations, sir.
Full Moon Productions. Apparently, they were responsible for Jack Frost, not the Michael Keaton one, but the other. They also have a series called Ginger Dead Man.
Yep.
Oh, great!
That's Charles Band. That's right up. That's all his work there. He does really goofy, dumb stuff. He's like a West Coast Lloyd Kaufman.
We have a more serious one though to show.
Okay, let's do it.
This is called Slate. What is it called? Slate something? I forget. Hopefully you guys in the back room know what I'm talking about. Oh. So, this is a normal little kid's movie that he's making with his dad, isn't it? No! Oh my god! That's not my dad. That's not my daddy. They sent this out as like, the press person who sent this to me said, this is a viral video that we are promoting. You can't call something a viral video. I don't think.
Yeah, I got a press release this morning talking about it, like, check out our involvement in this ARG. Here
we go. Watch out, though. Watch out, kid! Daddy? No, it's not your daddy! Oh! Oh my god!
That's pretty good.
I liked it. I don't know. They said no. I was like, oh, whatever. I'll click on it.
Like, apparently, zombies killing kids in 2011. That's the thing.
In the trailer, too. That's pretty brutal for a fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate it, though.
Yeah.
I have one last thing that I wanted to play before we get out.
Okay.
this is what I do at the screening room. I get some random.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. It's your show.
Chinese board game. I love it. This is population control in China. How'd they do it? Bavarian parts of China. Bye-bye! Oh my goodness. Bye-bye. The only way to win is not to play. Are you happy?
I had no idea what we were getting in. I have to apologize for what we just showed you.
Shocking, uncensored, raw.
If I had known this was going to be such a racist show, I would not have shown
up. They made it themselves. That's a Chinese ad for a Chinese board game. How's that racist? China man, it's not.
Do you have any puppies to redeem you with?
I have puppies on the live show. Unless there's a puppy clip loaded up on the back of the
palette
thingamabob there, a little palette cleanser. We can just set it on loop, or a bouncing buttock. Maybe that would be. Would that be good?
Either of those, I would be happy.
I'm waiting for them to work their magic back in the background.
Let's get some more questions from the chat to wrap up the show.
Yeah, one last question from the chat.
From intern for the day, Leandro.
Nintendo wants to know, how do you guys feel about Asian horror films compared to American ones?
Asian horror films. I've never had much of a taste for them. Ringu is.
Ringu. I've never seen Ringu. I've seen The Ring.
Yeah, Ringu will mess you up.
I've seen some really bad ones though. Like The Eye was
not so good.
I think that might have been Korean instead of J horror. J horror for me is No, I kind of like Guillermo del Toro as a horror director more than like J-horror.
That's not J-horror at all.
It's not J-horror. Well, I said it, but
he's from Spain, or no, he's Mexico.
I heard a sneeze that was very loud. Anna, man, that sneeze was loud. Stop. But Guillermo del Toro, I think, is really the person I look at, even more than like he takes his films seriously enough as horror without being too meta. Like Pan's Labyrinth is fucking terrifying at times.
Really didn't like that movie though.
Wow.
Really didn't like Pan's Labyrinth.
He's produced. Have you seen The Orphanage?
No.
Very good. If I'm gonna recommend a horror movie, I say go back and look at The Orphanage, Spanish film that he produced. No, he didn't direct or anything like that.
I've heard of it, but yeah, I got around to seeing it.
Great death scene in that film.
Okay.
I guess we're out of puppy videos. I'm sorry. You set it up, but I couldn't deliver. I'm sorry about that. You're gonna have to tune in. If you remember, you're gonna have to tune in on Friday, when I will have a puppy video and a puppy rating of Scream 4, which I plan on seeing Thursday night at midnight.
Exciting.
I'm not gonna guess how many puppies are gonna be. I hope it's a 2-puppy video. I hope it's good. But I found a really good 2-puppy video today. So.
I like now that your ratings are just being deterred by how many puppies you can find in a video.
Yeah, it's so hard. I'm not gonna rate anything 5 puppies because it's really hard to find.
It's a bad path.
Really hard to find 5 puppies in a video. Just 5 puppies. Not like there's plenty of them, like 10. Ryan Davis, I'm really glad you stopped by because otherwise it would have been me talking. That would have been really boring.
Yeah, I can't monologue for an hour. That's tough.
I probably could. I could probably try. Just talk. It'd be
tune into next week's Screening Room.
Alex will be back, I think. I'm going to keep talking for a bit because I didn't do my whole outro. You kind of interrupted me. Anyways, Ryan, thank you for being here. Alex, thank you for being in the chat room, theoretically. Thank me for being here. Thank Joey and Vinny back in the back. Thank you, Melissa, for screening calls. And we'll see you guys next week. And we'll see you...
Don't forget to thank...
Leandro, you're okay. We'll see you guys Friday on the Happy Hour and next week here in the Screening Room. Thank you for being here.
TNT tomorrow, 4 p.m. We're playing Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
Bullshit! I did not give you promo! All right, guys. See you later. Yeah, there we go. Imperfect.
Dude, no, the extra frame makes it better. Lets you know when it resets.
Oh my goodness. Actually, the more I see this, the less realistic it seems. I think that button.
Oh no, it's very exaggerated, but in a good way.
No, I think the button would be moving a lot more if a bird and a.
It's very taut.
Yeah, it's true. Very toned.
This is Brazil, man.
Very toned gluteus maximus.
There we go.
Oh no!
There we go. So that's actually what's hitting your butt.
No, you should actually clip these two together and make it look like the head is hitting your ass. It would work too. It would totally work if you can loop this together. I want to see if
the head looks so fake on the other side of the leg, though.
It's just CGI head.
It's just like just like a fuzzy, blurry CGI head.
Oh gosh.